That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you, faker!
You know, we've known about this movie since 2014, and this is the first thing we got. And they did not leave a very good first impression.
No. I mean, Jim Carrey as Eggman, that kind of set a precedent there. You didn't know what kind of precedent, but... Oh, boy.
Oh, no, he's the thing I'm worried about the least besides Ben Schwartz. Just everything else I'm worried about.
I don't have a problem with Ben Schwartz. I think he'll do a good job.
I mean, I'm fine with that, too. I'm just saying, like, everything else I have a problem with.
Yeah. Case in point...
And the reason we're here...
Sonic overall.
Well, no, because he just dropped the poster.
Well, yeah, that. But Sonic overall.
So they released the motion poster for the movie. You see him spin dashing, collecting a couple rings. Yeah, Sonic, gotta get them chicken wings, boy.
Gotta get them chicken wing, boy.
Do they sell chicken wings at Sonic?
Yes, they do, actually. Yeah.
Cross remote.
And they sell chili dogs, too.
Yeah. You stopped there on the way back.
Oh, God. Sonic as inspired by Sonic.
Maybe that's why he's in that pose he's in. He had too many chili dogs and he can't go down all the way.
I mean, looking at his gut, it kind of looks like it. Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
The poster came out revealing a silhouette of Sonic's design and...
It's horrifying.
No.
It's horrifying, man. I mean, we've got like 6 points to talk about right now. And the first thing, which everybody seems to like be clamoring on, is that fucking eyeball.
Let's talk about that real quick. This is one of the first times in years that every Sonic fan is basically on agreement with something.
Yeah, and it's hating
that this design sucks.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Good job, Paramount. You got Sonic fans to agree on something for once.
Now change the design. You have a year.
The whole point of doing this was to make him look realistic.
Which is stupid in and of itself.
Like, okay, at Brazil Comic Con happened over the weekend, and apparently they got to see the trailer already, and some of them compared it to Detective Pikachu. The difference there is at least Detective Pikachu looks like Pikachu.
Yeah, this doesn't look like Sonic. It's weird because you've seen like other like fan-made trailers and shit like that, and they
made the Eddie LeBron design look good.
Yeah, they really did.
How did they do that?
Like, my major complaint with this whole fucking thing is that, well, one, you tried making Sonic realistic. You're fucking stupid. Two, kids know what Sonic looks like. Young kids, they've had the Sonic Boom cartoon for 2 seasons. They're going to look at this, even very mentally malleable children are going to look at this and say, that's not Sonic. Maybe I'm putting too much faith, but dude, no.
So let's go over the design itself. I think the thing that bothers me the least is the fact that he has like the fur and spines. Okay, fine. If you're gonna do a movie like this, you kind of have to. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And I'm probably in the minority of this one. The shoes don't bug me as much either because they're just shoes.
They are just shoes, but I mean,
it probably would. They probably could have still gotten the actual shoe design in.
That's what I'm saying.
That really shouldn't have been that hard to do.
Or at least give them soap shoes.
Yeah, just based off the soap shoe. That might be a rights issue, but just make like a knockoff.
Did soap shoes have laces?
I think so.
Huh.
I mean, apparently the company went out of business already, but you know.
Well, I'm not surprised there. Those things were here and there in a second. But anyway.
What can we talk about here? Well, it doesn't look like he's wearing gloves.
No,
so that's a big problem.
That just doesn't feel right.
It just looks awkward.
Because
like you made his arms blue again, which okay, if you're gonna do that, you may as well make the hands blue too. If you're not gonna give him the gloves,
or they're gonna
because at that point, if you're gonna have realistic flesh tone hands, why don't you have his arms flesh tone too, so it blends better? You gave him the blue arms, so now it doesn't really look look right.
This has to be a joke. Like, Paramount is definitely trolling us.
The biggest issue, you already mentioned it, the fact that he doesn't have the single mono eye.
Like,
he has 2 actual eyeballs.
And the reasoning behind not having the mono eye makes no fucking sense to me.
Well, the reason for not having the mono eye is the reason for everything about the design, to make him look more realistic.
Exactly. Why the fuck would you want to make Sonic the Hedgehog look fucking realistic? The series in and of itself is cartoony and over the top. Why would you try to bring reality to that?
Here's why the games themselves have a problem with that sometimes too, but I digress.
Yeah.
I saw some people comparing this design to Paddington and Christopher Robin. I don't think that's a very good comparison, because the difference there, Paddington and Pooh Bear are based off actual teddy bears, plush toys.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that actually exist in real life. They already had a base to go off of. They look exactly the way they should.
Preach it, Brother Will.
And Detective Pikachu, while Pikachu also isn't a necessarily a realistic creature, it's still recognizably a mouse. So that still had something they could do there, and at least that design still looks like actual Pikachu. The problem with Sonic is that Sonic has never looked like an actual hedgehog.
Which is probably the point.
He has always been like... This Felix the Cat motherfucker here has never looked like a real hedgehog. He has always been a cartoon character.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
His design does not work when you really try to go all realistic like this. If you're going to do a Sonic like this, you just take the in-game model, add the realistic fur, and maybe make his shade darker.
And
that's really all you can really get away with doing.
That's all you should really do, because...
I think if you're going to go the route of having to make a realistic Sonic, then don't go only halfway like this. At that point, then just make him look like a hedgehog.
Like, I feel like that's what they're going to do, though. Like, I feel like this is going to be a legitimate hedgehog with a Sonic hairdo wearing sneakers.
Well, I'm just saying, like, not even just like have like they sure try to have the Sonic body with the head shape, but then give the hedgehog face. At that point, just go all the way. Then either do one or the other.
Yeah.
Either just make him an actual hedgehog, which would probably still be pretty stupid. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, you may as well go all the way.
Yeah.
Or just give us Sonic the way he looks.
Which, in all honesty, if we got the video game render, I'd be obviously I'd be perfectly fine with that, but it would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Oh, here's the kicker to that. The studios helping with the CG are Blur Studios and Marziplanet. I don't think I need to explain who Blur Studios is, because they've done a lot. You probably know that name already.
I do.
Yeah. Marziplanet, do you know what they do?
Oh no, what?
Marziplanet is a studio that actually has worked on the CG for the actual Sonic games. They did the Unleashed intro, they did Night of the Werehog. They do the CG for actual Sonic.
Fuck! Really?
Yes.
Oh! Okay!
And Paramount handed them this to work with.
Alright. I mean, Paramount, you gotta win on your hands this year with the Bumblebee movie, apparently, but you're gonna lose all fucking credibility when this shit comes out. I'm sorry. Did they go out of their way to get the people that have done the cinematic pieces of Sonic games and not have them do Sonic how they've done Sonic in the games?
And reminder that the Sonic Unleashed opening still looks amazing to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is almost Pixar quality right there.
Why?
Just take the Wreck-It Ralph model and spike it up, and you're good to go.
That's literally all you had to do. You could have saved so much time and money just by doing that, but now we get Sonic with orangutan arms and sunken eyes.
I'm not an animator at all, but correct me if I'm wrong. So all the animations movie is mo-capped. So they already have all that animation set. Theoretically, couldn't they switch out a different model?
They most certainly could. When it comes to mocap, it's literally just having the design and placing the design over the mocap. I mean, obviously it's not as cut and dry as I'm making it, but it's possible to fix your fucking mistake within the time that you have.
Like, yeah, it's December 2018 when we're recording this, when this whole thing came out. The movie does not come out until November 2019. They have a year.
Yeah. That's more than enough time to fix
I'd be
this.
surprised if they don't at least tweak the design somewhat when we get the trailer to next year. I don't know if they would do like a full-on redesign. Like, Some Comedy Johnny did his reaction to this today, and he brought up that maybe this could just be them gauging the fan reaction to it.
I saw that, and I hope he's right. I really do.
I mean, I don't think they necessarily were doing that, but, like, I'd be surprised if they don't at least try something with this.
I mean, know your IP. Sonic is known for having severely middle ground to bad games as of recently, and the fan base is known as physical manifestation of cancer on the internet. If you manage to make the physical manifestation of cancer on the internet agree on something in a negative way, you've done something horribly, horribly wrong.
And I think they could have... You'd think they would have at least known somewhat that the fans were not going to react that positively to some things. And, okay, some of this has happened in the past. This is just the teaser image. Maybe even the trailer actually comes out, we see what he actually looks like. It might be slightly better. But if everyone still hates it, I think at that point, Paramount has to look at that and go, okay, yeah, no one likes this. And we need to do something.
Yeah, and I hope I know they're not, because we have Transformers to thank for that, but I just hope that they're adult enough to realize, hey, we made a really, really big mistake, and we might be able to save our movie by admitting to that and doing some changes.
And granted, yeah, it's just one part of the whole movie, because, like, you can argue that, like, maybe the rest of the movie will actually be relatively fine. It's just the design of a character that looks bad.
Yeah.
But that's also the main character that the movie is named after.
And... oh, God.
So that you do have to dock it a considerable amount if that does not work.
You know...
And at the end of the day, yes, this movie's being targeted for kids most likely, since the Sonic brand is largely targeted to kids. But they also... Sega themselves also knows that a large part of the fan base are like the older teenage, young adult audience anyway.
Yeah.
They understand that. They know that. It's just that the problem is that Sega themselves are not that involved with this movie at all. It's all just Paramount.
Yeah, I don't think they are. The only thing
and
I've heard
Paramount likely might not know the extent of how big the Sonic fanbase is.
All they have to do is check their fucking Twitter.
Okay, but like, when has Hollywood ever done that?
Well, this is one of those cases where if you do, you could save your movie. Even if your movie ends up turning out to be a pile of shit, you can still save your movie for some credibility here.
Now, my mindset with this has always been like, okay, this movie probably won't ever be actually legitimately good, but it can at least be a funny movie. Like, entertaining.
Yeah.
But, like, with this, it depends. At a certain point, it's like, okay, at what point do they stop being so bad it's funny to just being bad?
Literally.
And this kind of movie's been done before with Alvin and the Chipmunks and Woody Woodpecker, and those are just bad.
They're bad, but the characters look like the characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
more so Woody Woodpecker, because the Chipmunks just look out of place even there.
But like in this movie's case, Sonic is the drinking game. That's how bad it's looking right now, to me at least. It's like, oh, take a shot every time somebody says A No, take a shot every time Sonic is on fucking screen so I can get fucking obliterated and forget the fact that, holy shit,
No, Rob,
someone
that's just
okayed
how you
this.
play Sonic games nowadays. Step 1, drink.
Oh, God. Speaking of which, I totally missed out on Sonic Forces digitally on Xbox. I'm pretty bummed.
Oh, don't worry, you're not missing much.
Oh, I know I'm not missing much. I've played it in bits and pieces, but I really wanted to go through all of it for $15.
I'm sure you'll be able to get that price again.
Yeah, I know. But anyway.
The Steam Winter Sale's coming up. And, okay, to segue into this, I know that's something Mike talked about, because, like, we're about to praise the Godzilla designs for how they look and how that they're realistic. Again, I already mentioned this before. The difference being that Sonic was never a real hedgehog, whereas the Godzilla designs, those were always live-action movies using suits and puppets. They actually had to make and build all those things. Those were things that actually had to exist in real life. So even though, yeah, that's fake, it still looks like it fit in. And again, Godzilla is a giant dinosaur.
Yeah.
Ghidorah is a dragon, a thing we've seen before. Again, Rodin, a pterosaur, a dinosaur.
Jurassic
Mothra,
Park.
a moth. These are things that actually exist. We know what they are supposed to look like, so it works.
It works very
But Sonic
well.
was never meant to look like a real hedgehog, so the design fails on that regard. And I've seen some people compare it to Sonic Boom's design. Like, not just like the joke that, like, oh my god, people complain about Sonic Boom and now look at this. But no, I just mean, like, in some, like, the build quality and everything, I kind of see that.
I mean, with the
And
hair.
if they did base it off Sonic Boom, that does make sense. Because when this movie did start development back in 2014,
That's when Sonic
Boom was the newest thing at the time.
Yeah. But Sonic still looked like Sonic.
Well, yeah. And I get, like, if you just look at this silhouette, it does at least look like Sonic. Then we'll get the actual full face reveal. See a realistic hedgehog face planted on top of it. And no.
That's just so much no.
They should have just painted Rocket Raccoon blue.
Oh, God. It's weird because I've seen, like, fan renders of this, and they look so much better.
Well, there's also no face to any of those, but yeah. Because they actually just made it look like the regular Sonic
Yeah.
silhouette.
That looks so much better than this.
One of my biggest issues was just the size of the head looked way too big for that body.
Yeah. And
I even did like a shitty 2-second Photoshop where just shrunk the head a little bit.
and it looked a lot better. Well, as good as
It's
could
still the
possibly
same
look.
design, but it was a tweak.
Like, I mean, I see a lot of people complaining about how jacked his legs are. That doesn't really bother me at all. Because
I can get used to like the overall anatomy of it.
yeah, it's just
Everything else.
give him fucking gloves and change his fucking face. I don't even need to see the face to tell you people at Paramount, change the fucking face.
I also saw someone on Twitter, I don't know the name, I'll probably like have it in the actual video, that like part of the problem was also just the actual like pose he's in.
Yeah, you really can't gauge too much from it because his arms look longer than his legs in this pose.
Like, it looks like a superhero landing pose, like when he just jumped down and landed, but like the implication that's supposed to be like that getting ready to take off and run pose, but it just looks way too stiff and not at all ready to go. Like, I saw a fan render that someone actually like put it in a more proper running pose, and the design itself still isn't as good, but like that pose at least helped.
Ugh.
So it's just like, everyone's just trying to figure out what they can do to fix this thing and make it look better.
We gotta send double-spaced Arial font letters to Paramount telling them, fix your fucking mistake. Like, look at this in the long run, though. Say this movie does stupendously well. What the, like...
As well as a move like this can do.
Yeah. What's Tails, Knuckles, Amy? Like, are they all just going to look like giant fucking animals that can talk?
I would hope they would get the message and just make it an outright animated movie.
I mean,
instead.
I would have much rather preferred that than this.
Like, keep the voice cast you have here. Like, keep Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz. Just make it all animated after this.
Yeah, please.
Because I'm pretty sure the movie itself is already done filming at this point, probably.
Yeah, they're definitely in post right now, which means, hey, best time to, again, fix your fucking mistake, guy.
Change your model.
Yeah, change your model.
Also, some people complain that they got the ring noise wrong.
They did.
Which they did, but that's probably a very easy fix. You want to know what you do? You just change the noise to the actual ring. That's like a do nothing fix. You just, okay, swap one MP3 file off for the next. And we're good to go.
I mean, the design is one thing, but if you manage to I understand. It was just probably just a composite file. Just, whatever. But, you fuck up the ring noise. Now I definitely know I can't trust you handling a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Well, that's just, okay, just swap it out for the actual ring noise and we're good to go.
Yeah, but why, why even?
They wanted to make their own and it didn't work.
Why make your own? Your design, God. I'm shifting into pure white molten rage right now. Because this design encapsulates everything wrong with the Sonic franchise, even. Because it's like, why are you trying to fix something that ain't broken?
I mean, that's just the Sonic fan base and Sonic games for the past 15 years.
Yeah, but Sonic Adventure 3.
That already came out. It was called Sonic 06.
No.
That already came out. It was called Sonic World Adventure, which was also called Sonic Unleashed.
Nah.
That already came out. It was called Sonic Forces.
No.
I gave you 3 of them, dude.
Yeah, and they're all no.
Okay, it was called Sonic Heroes.
I mean, technically, if you want to be, technical about it, yeah, that is technically Sonic Adventure 3.
Also, Shadow the Hedgehog was a sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, so that's Sonic Adventure 3.
That's Sonic Adventure 3.5.
It's Sonic Adventure 2.5, starring Timon and Pumbaa. Okay, I just accidentally segued into the wrong CG animal movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so this final thoughts, even though we already basically said everything we can about Sonic.
If they're gonna do minimal work on this thing, I say just slightly fix his face and give him gloves. That's about the only thing you could probably do if you're only gonna put minimal work into it. I'm a hypocrite. I'm more than likely gonna end up going to see this movie. Oh,
I will too, because I hope it's funny bad.
Yeah, sneak a flask into the theater, get piss wasted, cry myself to sleep that night. Not really, but for the sake of the joke.
Don't you do that every night?
No, I'm not a drinker.
That wasn't what I was referring to, but okay.
What, cry myself to sleep at night?
So Godzilla.
Yes, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Both trailers are now out, and we now have our actual designs of the monsters.
And holy fuck.
So let's backtrack to the very first trailer. You did a reaction to that one because you actually had to step to your reactions.
Yeah.
So a link to that in the corner, to the card above, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen. Not even just from the fact that it's a Godzilla trailer, but just the actual trailer itself.
It was beautiful. And it didn't give a damn thing away about the movie except there's monsters.
Even people who aren't Godzilla fans saw that trailer and loved it.
Yeah. My best friend Jay, he's in no way a Godzilla fan, but he saw that and he nutted himself, for lack of a better term. The music,
yeah.
The action, the everything about it. It's like, you made a trailer about a movie that you're going to make me want to see because it's a great fucking trailer and it's with a character and a name that I love. There you go.
And also the song used in the trailer, the version of Claire de Lune is by Imagine Music, and it is on Spotify.
And that within and of itself is an Easter egg for Godzilla fans out there.
Wait, what I just said, or something else?
What?
The term is trivia, Rob, not Easter egg.
Whatever.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. The eggs were from Mothra.
Ha! I get it.
And we got to see the whole cast. We got to see Millie Bobby Brown, Ken Watanabe, Vera Farmiga, the two white dudes, I forget their name.
Sally Hawkins, a.k.a. Marry Me Please.
Ice Cube's son.
Yeah. Guy from...
His name is O'Shea
Game of
Jackson,
Thrones.
right?
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah.
Guy from Game of Thrones.
He was one of the white guys I talked about.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, but after a while, a lot of older white dudes with beards kind of start to look alike.
They kind of do.
It's like Scott the Woz said, all white dudes with brown hair and glasses look alike.
Damn.
And that's why I have contacts now.
I guess I better get some contacts.
That's one of the several reasons that I have contacts now. But yeah, it looked like they were finally fixing everything. Well, not finally, but they were just like fixing all the complaints from 2014, doing everything they could to get this right. Doty said he was a big Godzilla fan, and it showed in the trailer and the new one. Like, you can tell that it got into the right hands.
Most certainly. I mean...
And I got excited when they announced that Bear McCreary was doing the score. Which, okay, I know him mostly from the AVGN movie because, of course, I did.
Great movie, by the way.
Well, as long as you like AVGN.
Yeah, well, you know.
Why are you watching it if not?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you got bored and it was at your local Redbox or something.
The Angry Video Game Nerd movie would not be a Redbox.
Hey, man, I've seen crazier things.
At most, it'd be Netflix. Somehow.
Oh, that'd be nice. I mean, I own it. Whatever. Yeah. Michael Daughtry, or Doug Hurdy, as I pronounce it. I mean, I didn't have a doubt when he was announced as a director that this movie would be, like, anything but great. Because he's done Trick or Treat, Krampus, he's done a whole bunch of other movies that I...
Still need to watch Krampus.
It's a good watch. It really is. And
hopefully it shows up in Netflix sometime soon so I can actually watch it before Christmas.
Or you can watch it on, like, Movie Y2K or something.
Or I could buy the official copy.
Or you could do that, which I still need to do.
I could be an upstanding citizen and support the economy, you harlot.
But, yeah, like you said, I mean, it's obvious that the movie went to somebody that knows and loves Godzilla. And that's only even more apparent with the newest trailer.
And, like, I just heard, like, the trailer first dropped when I was at work that day, so I was like, I gotta wait till I get home to actually watch this thing. And, like, I had to be careful when I was going on Twitter during break.
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't want to see what they actually looked like from people posting about it, but luckily I didn't have to put up with that yet. And just seeing, like, some of the people saying, like, my god, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
There's, like, everyone talking about it, like... One of my favorite things to point out was the fact that trailer had twice as many views as the Fantastic Beasts 2 trailer.
That's goddamn right.
And this will probably be a better movie than Fantastic Beasts 2.
I mean, I can't say. I haven't even seen Fantastic Beasts 1, so...
Well, Fantastic Beasts 2... Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah, fuck that.
My part of that was that it's not a bad movie, it's just a confusing movie that didn't know what it wanted to be, and it felt like a fan made it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
In the sense that it feels like they were doing things because they thought it would look cool, but not because it made any actual sense. That's what I mean by a fan made it.
Oh.
Like, that kind of thing. Why is there a reference to this here? It serves no point. What does it matter if this character's in the movie? They don't do anything.
Oh. So this really is... As I saw...
So this is going to be a better movie than Fantastic Beasts 2.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling this movie's going to be better than a lot of movies that come out in 2019.
But yeah, this got a lot of people excited, even if they weren't fans of Godzilla.
Yeah.
And that's a goddamn accomplishment considering the general reaction to this franchise from people who aren't fans.
Yeah. Oh, Godzilla. You mean that cheesy shit with strings and badly made rubber suits? Let me tell you.
Yeah, see, you've had to put up with that a lot longer than I have, because I've only been a fan for like 2.5 years at this point.
I, for 2 weeks, was getting flamed on in my Twitter messaging group with my friends, because they're like, oh, the Avengers trailer is going to be so much better, Godzilla. You know, they were obviously just doing it to goad me and everything. But as soon as that trailer dropped, each and every single one of them shut the fuck up.
Which one? This one or the first one?
No, this one, the newest one. Because they had
Well, that's also because the Avengers trailer just wasn't that great either.
No, I mean, it sets up the tone beautifully, but that's all it really does. But we're not talking about Avengers, we're talking about Godzillers. But, yeah, like, you know, it does...
Like, that's probably, like, one of the trailers I watched the most ever.
Yeah.
Just, like, I was looking, like, all the reactions of it just so I could see how people were thinking and just see what everyone's thinking. I probably saw this trailer like at least 100 times.
Yeah.
I'm still talking about the first trailer, but yeah.
Yeah. God. The first trailer was like my desktop screensaver for like 7 months. And then I realized that it was slowing down my computer while I was editing, so I had to get rid of it.
With the actual trailer itself?
Yeah, the actual trailer itself. I somehow found a way to install a video file as a screensaver.
Did it play the audio?
It could. I just muted it because...
That'd be annoying.
Yeah, it would. Although the music is fantastic and that roar at the end, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the roar is just the same as the 2014 roar.
It's still a roar. It's still a beautiful, beautiful roar.
See, that's how you make an iconic sound effect sound new but still recognizable. Take notes, Paramount.
Yeah. Take more than notes. Take actions, you fucks.
You know, I heard that when they first did that back in 2013, 2014, when they were testing out that sound effect in LA, they recorded it outside, and people heard it go off, and they were like, what the fuck was that?
That is beautiful. Makes me wish I was living in LA at that time, man. Holy shit.
And then you get to deal with the debt from getting an LA apartment and all the smog.
Well, at least I know what monster will be visiting my city first.
I mean, you could argue that there's a lot of monsters in LA.
I'm talking
Just look at the news this week.
I'm talking about kaiju.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke there, buddy.
Yeah.
Just look at the news this week.
Why? What's going on in the news this week?
I don't know. Some celebrity probably fucked up.
Probably. I know Paramount sure as shit fucked up.
Womp womp. But then, like, the months went on, and there wasn't that much news. It was just, we're in post-production, we're getting good. And Michael Dougherty was still, like, talking to fans and everything here and there. We got some, like, bits and pieces of news here and there. But then, like, very recently is when we got, like, the actual, like, big news dump that, like, they were going to Tokyo Comic Con, they were doing a panel. And this is where they showed off for the first time the actual designs of the monsters.
In figure format.
Which I was hoping for the actual trailer they wouldn't do that, but they showed it there too. But, like, at that point, we already knew what they were going to look like anyway, so I guess there's no harm.
Yeah, no harm, no harm.
And so let's talk about the designs. We'll start with Godzilla since he's the obvious one.
I like it.
And he's basically the same as 2014, just changed a little here and there. Mostly just parts that people talked about the most. His spines are now the actual 1954 spines and everything.
And his feet aren't as elephantine.
They're more Godzilla-like now.
Yeah. Which could be easily attributed to having a giant bomb dropped at him at the end of 2014.
Yeah, they're just the same designs as always. It's just, they took the same design for 2014 and just tweaked it to make it more akin to what we're used to.
And that's all Godzilla really needed. I mean,
it's got some nice patterns on on the spines too.
Yeah.
G-Man on Twitter said it looked kind of like Moana-like.
Yeah, it kind of does. And I saw that tweet too.
Well, yeah, because G-Man's one of the more popular Godzilla accounts on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that.
And it's good because Moana's a good movie.
Moana is a good movie.
Okay, James, are you happy I mentioned Moana? Moana.
Moaba.
Moama.
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 Mama. Tamatoa. Fuck off.
Iguana.
So, yeah.
Mothra.
This was a design that had most people split, but I like the design.
I do too. I honestly
Because it's like,
don't see a problem.
it's a moth.
It's a giant.
It's a moth.
It's a giant moth. Like,
because if you had Mothra look exactly the way she did in the original films and everything, yeah, she'd look out of place compared to everybody.
she'd look extremely out of place.
And it's like, it's a giant bug, and for what it is, this is perfect.
Yeah. From
Like, it
the wings
somehow
to
looks,
the legs to how she roars. I mean,
it looks gentle and fierce at the same time.
which is what a queen should look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really good Mothra design for an American film.
Yeah.
Like, this is any film. Like, if you're gonna go, like, this realistic route with the monsters now, then, yeah, this is what you gotta do.
Yeah.
This sets a good standard. I like the idea of, like, her wings can change color now.
Yeah.
With the blue and the orange. That's nice.
I really like that. And even her larval form, I really like that. Like, even though we really didn't see too much of it again in this trailer. I don't know. Like, I see little complaints here and there about her larval form, and I really, like, I can't even try.
People got confused and thought that was Gamera for some reason at first.
Yeah.
Like, no, what, you stupid?
It's like, no. Like, we might be getting a live-action Ultraman movie now, but Gamera...
They wouldn't just throw Gamera into this movie randomly. They would save him for an actual Godzilla versus Gamera.
Or they would give him his own movie first, I would hope.
Potentially.
Because Gamera's deserving, but, yeah, you know.
What's that? They gave to Giron instead? I'll take it.
Well, I can't deny.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I don't know how they'll pull off the Ninja Stars, but I'll take it.
Hey, man. No Ninja Stars, no money from me. That's all I gotta say.
So then, next up was Rodin, probably the one that changed the least in terms of these guys. Well, I guess Mothra's the one that really changed that much at all. It's just, again, they took what already worked and just made it look, just tweaked it a little so it fit in this realistic environment.
And it looks like Fire Rodin.
Yeah.
I like that there's like lava coming off the bottoms of his wings and his tail. I don't know if that's like a forever thing or if that's just because he was fresh out the volcano. But that's a nice little touch.
If that is one of his natural abilities, that'd give Rodin a much needed boost in power.
Yeah, because what does Rodin do aside from fly really fast?
Unless it's actual Fire Rodin, he doesn't have a beam weapon, and all he can really do is just fly to like knock over buildings and do the wind attacks. And I guess any kind of physical attack he normally would be able to do. Like, if you can give, like, fire powers to, like, make his body molten hot, that'd buff him up quite a bit, because I'd imagine that gives him some, like, defense boosts, and it'd, like, make everything he does already hurt even more.
Which, in turn, would just make him even more of a badass, so...
And, like, I liked in the shot, we always saw that shot from the first trailer of him going over the city. Oh. We got to see a quicker but longer version of it, and the destruction he causes just by flying over it
is nuts.
I think that's more than Rodin's ever done in the other movies.
I think so, too. Aside from interrupting that very, very not New York City conversation in Final Wars, I think that is the most he's done.
That is one of the best scenes in the movie, though, just because how stupid it is.
Oh, yeah. Fucking good.
The fucking drunk dude, I love him.
And the pimp.
The drunk dude's the only one that actually knows what's going on in that scene. And then, the last, but certainly not least, King Ghidorah.
Oof. Fuck.
Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead real quick. That one shot in the trailer where you see him facing off against Godzilla originally, where he's standing on one side and Godzilla's on the other. The one that like people point out is like a remake of the one shot in 91.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2014 Godzilla was, at the time of that movie's release, the biggest Godzilla ever.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that part, and Ghidorah has always been bigger than Godzilla, yeah, but you look at how big he is in this movie compared to him, he's like twice his size.
He's huge.
Like, that is the biggest Ghidorah's ever been over Godzilla, and not counting the anime trilogy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that makes this Ghidorah the biggest monster in the series.
He's definitely bigger than Shin Godzilla, if we're not talking anime.
Yeah. Which also, just another side note that people always like to point out that, like, technically Biollante was bigger than Godzilla in 89, but the next year Godzilla grew, like, an extra 20 meters.
For whatever reason, but he did.
So, like, technically people complain that the Bandai Biollante is not in scale with, like, Burning Godzilla and stuff, but technically she wouldn't be, because, yeah, she would have been shorter than that.
So your arguments are pretty invalid.
Because, well, yeah, she was bigger than Godzilla in that film, but then Godzilla grew an extra 20 meters.
So that explains everything. Now give me my 1989 Godzilla Bandai vinyl. Bandai.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Segway!
But, so, anyway, Ghidorah's design, it's recognizable as King Ghidorah. People were worried that they were going to make him like that more wyvern-esque, walking on his wings type of design. More hunched over, but nope, it's King Ghidorah.
It's King Ghidorah, tried and true, and he looks terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghidorah's always kind of looked terrifying. Well, in some cases he's looked terrifyingly hilarious, but in this case
he looked terrifying in the Heisei films.
Yeah, he did.
He looked hilarious in Gigan when he doesn't move his wings.
Oh, God.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
But I still love that movie.
I feel like you love every movie in this series.
I do not.
Okay, I feel like you love every movie in this franchise besides Godzilla's Revenge.
I do not.
And Son.
I do not.
Okay, break time. Which movies do you hate?
Well, you see, I don't hate...
Here's Rob's bottom top 5. The grand conclusion to the part of the Godzilla Guide video where I said my top 5 you've all been waiting for.
Well, I don't hate Godzilla movies. I just have a severe disdain for some. And, yeah, Godzilla's Revenge is there. Son of Godzilla is there.
I feel like it's just most people in general will agree that Godzilla's Revenge is one of the worst.
Yeah. I mean, I still watch Son of Godzilla every year for a good laugh. And if I want to feel like I'm inebriated, I'll just watch that for a couple minutes or all the way through. As much as I love the kaiju, I don't really like Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla that much.
See, that's one that, like, I don't really get why people don't like as much, but, like, okay.
Like, I can't even tell you why I don't like it. It's just, it doesn't engage me. That's it.
I just hear that's just kind of rushed.
What? The movie?
Like, that's what, like, if people say that it's kind of a rushed film, like, okay, the effects aren't as good, or like, oh, his tail broke off in one scene.
Well, I thought the effects looked fine. It's just, the human side of things was really lacking in that movie. For me personally.
Because they were trying to mind control him and stuff, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and it was jargon after jargon after jargon. And, ugh.
You know, if people aren't Godzilla fans hearing this, they must be so confused right now. What? Mind control? What?
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is a great series, guys. All 30 films of it.
Yeah, all 30 plus films.
Keep an eye out for my Godzilla ranking videos. You'll get a lot of that. Also, yes, I am working on actual videos, thanks for asking.
Part 1 will be out on Christmas Eve.
I'd hope it's before then.
Those are my personal hopes. I want to see this fucking video.
Oh, so what, you think... Oh, you don't believe in me enough to get it out next week?
Well, I wanted to give you enough breathing time. I didn't want to make you feel like I was rushing you to get it out.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So...
But yeah, King Ghidorah, he looks terrifying in this movie.
We still haven't gotten an official roar out of him. like a clear official roar. Which I'm
all we got is like the little mumbles, which we heard like in the first trailer after he shows up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we hear a bit more of that here.
Especially when he
I feel like it's probably going to be like more of like a combination of the Showa and Heisei.
It's a possibility. Like, I mean, all of the roars have essentially kind of just been redone, revamped versions and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Godzilla is the most notable because it sounds different, but it's still the same pattern. It's like scream.
Yeah. It's just when it comes to Ghidorah, now knowing that it's 3 separate personalities in one body, I was just thinking we'd get like 3 different roars. I don't know why.
Well, I'd imagine it's still one roar sound. It's just they'll each do a separate roar.
Yeah.
Which is more realistic with 3 heads, in all honesty.
Yeah. I'm thinking a little too cartoony.
Because, yeah, it wouldn't really make sense if, like, all 3 mouths was open, but you only hear one sound.
He's a ventriloquist!
The other 2 are just for show, honey.
Those are actually my arms.
Also, my one friend Cameron pointed out that when Ghidorah is standing off against Godzilla in that shot, he's actually just T-posing. So yeah, Ghidorah is T-posing on Godzilla in this movie confirmed. He can also technically T-pose in 2 ways with the wings and his 2 other heads.
King Ghidorah supports T-Series on YouTube.
Well, Japan's not that far from India.
But this was made in America.
Yeah? Okay. America loves K-pop, what's the point?
Wow. Turned my thesis on its fucking head.
They'll adapt. They'll get used to it, too. Why do people hate T-Series again?
People hate T-Series?
Why do you think that whole subscribe to PewDiePie campaign happened?
I thought people just wanted PewDiePie to remain the most subscribed YouTuber.
I think that's why they hate them, but yeah.
In which case, it doesn't make any sense because T-Series isn't a YouTuber, they're a company.
Yeah, even if they do become #1, they're a glorified Vivo channel. They don't count.
No, yeah, like, Felix makes content. They post clips. And music videos or some shit.
So I could argue that there'd be more people deserving of the title than PewDiePie, but then again, I think a lot of people would argue that.
Oh, yeah. Right. But anyway,
Godzilla should be the #1 YouTuber confirmed.
I agree. I can't wait for his Goji Vlog series. That's going to be great.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be great. Stop. They're going to outfit planes and submarines with just giant cameras, and they're going to follow him around. It'll be a day in his life.
Oh, so like Space Godzilla.
Sure.
That's kind of the plot of Space Godzilla.
Yeah, kind of. Space Evil.
So, I guess now we're basically at the trailer.
Yeah, we're at the trailer.
Also, it just occurs to me, we never introduced who we were at the beginning of this video.
Oh, our intro game. Oh.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So the trailer came out yesterday at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
Now you know when this was recorded at 8:45 p.m.
On a Tuesday.
Dun 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 dun. So, again, I was at work when it dropped, but this time I was like, I don't care, I'll just watch it on break.
That was you. I slept for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6:30, and from 6:30...
And then you stayed awake for like 5 hours until it showed up.
Yeah, and as soon as it did, I collectively lost my shit on camera.
Again, link in the card above.
LinkedIn.
I don't use it that much.
Yeah, I don't...
You don't have to react to every joke I tell.
Yeah, yeah. Got it.
So, the trailer dropped. Everyone reacted to it and lost the collector shit as well. Godzilla became trending again.
#1,
which was
baby.
great. Did it actually hit number 1 at one point?
Yes, it did.
Good.
It was a slow but steady climb, but regardless, Godzilla was still trending worldwide. And it's great.
Good. Like, it was just a repeat of the first trailer. Everyone, like, even if they weren't a fan, saw this and like, yep, this is something special.
Yeah, I'm going to see this when it comes out. Maybe not the first day, but I am going to see this the day it comes out. I mean, when it comes out. Yikes!
So go see it the day it comes out, but not the night it comes out. Because remember, if the movie comes out on Friday, it actually comes out on Thursday.
Yeah, which means I'm seeing it on Wednesday.
You're gonna wait a whole week to see it? How could you?
What?
So, this show began with like the little teaser they gave us at Comic-Con. Well, at Tokyo Comic-Con, because this showed up at Brazil Comic-Con first. And so we got the little teaser, and then we start. And so one of the things I'm looking at this and I like is that it looks like we're actually seeing this from like what the government is really going to be doing or whatever, or it's like how people are really reacting to this. Because we never really saw them like trying to like figure out how to like really deal with the monsters existing in the films before.
Yeah, it was kind of more just, let's hope it doesn't come back. Oh shit, it's back again.
Because like the only other time we really saw this happen before was Shin Godzilla, and even then, that's while the thing is happening in the first place. Like, we see how they're reacting to it as it's happening, whereas this is like, okay, monsters exist. Now what? Like, we actually get to see how they're planning on dealing with the monsters and contain them, or weaponize them, whatever.
Which will be interesting
like,
in and of itself.
Yeah, it just makes it that much more interesting. Now we can actually see how are they dealing with this.
And what that process is going to be like.
Like, we got the little plot synopsis back around Comic-Con in the summer, that they're like, oh, well, humanity is now reacting to the monsters in the same way they'd always react to something like this, in that they're overreacting.
They're Jim Carreying.
Like, that was an actual, like, quote from them at the time.
Really?
That, like, humanity is now overreacting because of this now, which, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, people always like, laugh, like, monster movies like this, but then you really think about it. If something like this happened in real life, it'd be a fucking tragedy.
Oh, yeah. Millions
This would be,
dying.
like, it'd be, like, one of the worst tragedies in the world if this was a real thing that happened.
Yet, I would probably be one of those people just like, wow, this is kind of cool. As people
no, you wouldn't.
No, like
Like,
little...
it'd be horrifying if this happened in real life.
A little part of me, no matter
if
how
you heard about it
scared
from the
I
news,
was...
if you heard it on the news, half the world away, yeah. But if it was like in the city away from you, like, oh shit, then you'd be terrified.
Yeah, but even then, a part of me would still be thinking, this is pretty nuts.
Oh man, I got to die by a giant monster foot.
I mean, I can't see a more fitting death for myself.
And if you don't get to die from giant monster foot, then you get to die from cancer.
Yeah, radioactivity will do that to a person.
That's the other thing they never really touch on, the fact that this guy is like highly radiated, so no one should ever be able to live near him.
Yet Ford was unmasked and somewhat near him in the first movie, and he's not in this movie, so maybe he's dead.
Well, that also implies that they're going that route with this guy. Because I guess him being highly radioactive is only really a plot line in the first film and Destroya, technically.
Oh, Destroya.
Number 2 in my ranking of Godzilla films.
Rodin comes out of a volcano.
I totally didn't accidentally spoil something for another video in that cut. Oops. It's just like they're taking like that angle with it now, so we actually can see how humanity as a whole is reacting to the monsters. We just haven't really seen that too much.
No, and it's
even in the films that are sequels to each other, we never really see that, because most of the films, the human perspective is either from scientists or the military.
Not really day-to-day people.
Because, there were some, but those were mostly in the Showa era.
Yeah, after that, it was...
Which played pretty fast and loose with its continuity anyway. There are still people who can't figure out if Destroy All Monsters takes place when it came out, or if it is the last in the series.
Who knows?
I put in the time I made for the guide, I did put it at the end, since that's the general agreed upon timeline mostly, but I do kind of disagree with that sentiment, because the other films don't necessarily need to take place before or after it.
I always saw Terror of Mechagodzilla as just it.
Well, just because of how that film ends.
Yeah.
But people bring it because it's 1999, Ghidorah dies at the end, but the counterpoint to that is Anguirus dies at the end of Raids again, but he's back anyway. And Gorosaurus shouldn't even be in this series at this point because he's from a Kong movie.
Yeah, and his jaw, that's a problem, son.
And he died too.
He died horrifically. Maybe not as worse.
And Baragon died too.
Yeah. Twice.
And Varan died too.
Yeah. Once.
And Godzilla died too.
Yeah.
And so did Rodan. Twice in the same movie at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what that movie takes place, because who cares?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, Jason, part 2, Friday the 13th, takes place 5 years later? What do you mean part 3 takes place the day after part 2? So it's Saturday the 14th.
No, it's...
But also, it's been 5 years anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah, movies are great. They don't make sense sometimes.
And the best thing about that is they don't need to. Suspend reality.
This one was slightly less on the plot aspect, because that was mostly the first one. We're seeing oh, now we're thinking is Vera Farmiga the good guy or the bad guy? Who are these guys? Are they kidnapping them? The first show was more human-sided, and we just saw the glory shots of the monsters. This trailer was the monster trailer.
And it was fucking badass.
We got clear shots of Rodan flying. We saw him spinning around, gliding everywhere.
Do a barrel!
Destroying the city. He was just doing everything he could there.
And it was great.
We got clear shots of Mothra getting into a battle pose.
Which was
with
great.
Her wings out. We got to see a clear shot of her face, because even looking at the figures that we saw at Tokyo Comic Con,
it was still very
we didn't get
obscure.
that clear a shot of her. Yeah. And now here it's just a way better look. And she just looks great there. So we get to see her, and we know that she's obviously going to be a good monster, because she always is, and they even hinted at that, saying which of these monsters are here to threaten us and which ones are here to help us.
Playing into the rumor that Rodan will be fighting along King Ghidorah for a better part of the movie.
I would just assume that Rodan's kind of there, and Godzilla has to fight him to get him out of the way. That's just what I assumed.
That's what makes the most sense. But then again, Godzilla is technically the good guy in this series, so...
Well, it's mostly just he doesn't really care about humanity. It's just that I gotta beat these other monsters so I can take a nap again.
Godzilla's main goal in this series is to go the fuck back to sleep.
That was basically his goal in Final Wars, right? It's you fuckers woke me up again. I gotta kill you and go back to sleep. Okay, fine, I'll go back to sleep anyway and let you live. I feel generally Godzilla just wants to take a nap in most of the films, but then other monsters and the humans just keep interrupting his sleep schedule.
See, that's why Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, the whole anime trilogy, is easily the best Godzilla anything out there, because he spends half the time of the movie fucking sleeping.
Yeah, it's realistic.
Exactly. Ooh.
Especially in Planet of the Monsters, where the real Godzilla is just a giant mountain for most of the movie sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great tagline. Humanity versus the largest Godzilla ever doesn't actually fight the largest Godzilla until the next movie.
I saw it coming a mile away. No, I didn't.
You saw it coming a mile away when they straight up said, there could be more of them. Oh, wow, I wonder. Oh, there's another one.
To be completely honest, that shit flew way over my head, the Frey style.
You cut on my end, what'd you say?
I said, to be completely honest, that line flew way over my head, the Frey style.
Oh,
Yeah, bad pun.
okay.
But yeah,
Then again, I guess we also had the other hint that the Monstars figure only set 50 meters on the thing. Don't you love when the toy spoils the movie?
yeah. I wasn't paying attention to it.
But yeah, we got to see like just how big Ghidorah is compared to Godzilla here. And like I already mentioned, that's like the biggest anyone's ever been against him, really. Because he's like twice his size.
Yeah, he's huge. I mean, wingspan alone, it's fucking nuts.
And it does look like they're keeping like the more scale shots in, because like we see Rodin flying above the city from like Millie Bobby Brown's perspective.
Which is what I was hoping for. I was so hoping there would be at least a semi-plethora of like scale shots, because that's something that I loved about the 2014 film so
And we
much.
do get that. We also get that on place, like when you first see Ghidorah, we see his like tail swinging about, and we see him like crushing the Dunkin' Donuts sign.
Which is
Ghidorah prefers Starbucks apparently,
hey man, I can't blame him.
and like yeah, that's a good scale shot.
I mean, the scale shot of him and Godzilla staring each other down, that's just...
Yeah, I'm using that as part of the background, by the way.
Oh, good.
The audience already knows that because they've been looking at it for the past hour.
Oh, you should have told me that before. Shut it.
I don't think I would have needed to.
I'm fucking with you.
You do that a lot, but sometimes it doesn't really work. Most times it doesn't really work.
Well, it's because most of the time I'm not really trying.
You should probably try more. So anyway...
I'm sorry.
It wasn't that funny.
No, it was.
Scale shots. That's what we're talking about. Ghidorah's got nice scales. The way the trailer ended with the big rush down between them, like, the trailer is great in that it showed us, like, yeah, these are the kinds of fights we're going to be seeing, but also, it didn't really show us the fight itself anyway. It's just, like, the build-up before the fights.
And that's honestly all I need. Like,
I'm sure, like, it's December now. The movie does not come out till May. We're probably still going to get another trailer after this.
and then
But what I want them to do is don't show us any new footage. Just take the footage from these two trailers, cut them together in like various ways, and just play the actual theme.
Yeah. That was one thing I was hoping for.
That's the one thing. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, and we didn't actually get the actual theme yet.
Yeah, like...
Which, they played a bit of it at Tokyo Comic Con, assuming that is what it is.
It's glorious.
And it sounds great so far, so hopefully, like, for the actual release trailer, we do get to hear the music.
I really, really hope so, because... I mean... I've only played, like, maybe 15 minutes of the new God of War, and, like... walking around and just looking at shit felt epic in that game, and knowing that this score is being scored to be epic, like, I don't think they could have gotten a better person.
And just the fact that the Godzilla scores have always had more of a focus on melody. And, like, that's one of the things that matters to me the most in music. I prefer a strong melody. Because, like, there aren't that many tracks in film score I can actually, like, say, like, yeah, I want to listen to that.
Yeah, but...
Because it's just ambient, like, generic noise.
Yeah, but when it comes
the Godzilla scores have, like, actual melodies and themes to it for a lot of the time.
And it...
Like, BioWars from Biollante is one of the favorite songs I heard from a movie in terms of actual score.
For me, it's Requiem from Destroya.
And, like, the actual, like the Mechagodzilla 2 theme.
Oof.
That's a great one.
That's a fantastic one.
I love the title theme for Godzilla vs. Mothra, both versions, because it goes from Godzilla's theme into Mothra's theme. Which I think it was confirmed that that's going to be in the movie in some way as well, right?
Oh, did it?
I think it was somewhat hinted at, or at least, if not outright confirmed, that it would be.
Oh my god. I mean,
like, even if they don't sing it, if they just have it incorporated into the score.
I'd be perfectly fine with that. Because, I mean, if this guy's version of Mothra's theme can beat Godzilla GMK's version of Mothra's theme, then this guy has got like my vote for the rest of my life. Because the GMK soundtrack, ironically enough, which was composed by the same guy that did the soundtrack for Shadows of the Colossus, for anybody that didn't know that, it was something completely fucking else. And if they can manage to do that, I mean, the Godzilla theme is already fucking immense, so I imagine they'll be able to do that.
Like, a lot of people know, like, the actual Godzilla theme, I think, right?
Yeah.
At least enough people.
I mean...
They play a snippet of it in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite versions of the theme I heard, just because hearing that music done by an actual Hollywood orchestra was amazing.
It was nuts, and it was unheard.
And now hearing the snippet we heard at Tokyo Comic Con, just hearing that is even better.
Because it's
like,
even more regular.
That's got me excited for that.
Yeah. Like, that's got me excited to purchase the soundtrack when the soundtrack releases.
Or at least just look it up on Spotify.
Oh, no, I need to buy the soundtrack.
I mean, I might if I see it at Target, but yeah.
I hope they release it on vinyl. But anyway.
You know, they probably would.
Yeah, I mean, they did it with 2014.
Oh, then yeah, they'll do it for this too.
Which I still need to pick up. Ugh.
Well, you better get looking at Barnes & Noble then.
I'll get it off of Amazon. Fuck Barnes & Noble. Every vinyl I've ever gotten for them has been shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Yep. But now I have like $85 in store credit, so that works.
So yeah, the music's gonna be great as far as we're aware. Everything about this movie so far just seems like everything is going completely correct.
It's going how it should be going. And
like they're hitting all the right notes.
There's no note unhit. I mean, like, even as just a trailer, both of these trailers have done exactly what they needed to, creating hype and not giving away the plot of the movie, which so many fucking trailers do these days.
Which is why I don't want a third one, because then we'd probably have to like find out more of it, or at least see some of the best shots, and we don't really want that yet.
No. I would actually just be fine if we got nothing but TV spots after this. That's it.
Well, we wouldn't be getting that until May.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, obviously they're going to have to release a third trailer. It's probably not going to be as important as the first two.
It would just be like or even if they just say screw it and re-release this trailer in April and just switch the date.
I mean, I'd be fine with that too.
I mean, that's what Tokyo did for the international trailer a couple weeks ago. They just took the first trailer and just took the sound effects out.
Then by all means, just do that. I'd be perfectly fine without getting another new trailer. When would we be getting another trailer?
Probably around April to get people to see the movie in the month.
You right.
That's usually when they do it, right?
I mean, that's what makes sense. That's what makes the most sense to me. I don't think they would drop a third trailer in February.
Because that's still like not necessarily too soon from this one, but also too early for when the movie actually comes out.
Yeah.
Like they would have to do it like late April.
Late April with early May starting like the TV spots. Like they'd probably start the TV spots directly.
No, you know what? They released it in time for it to air along with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, since Detective Pikachu is also legendary. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds...
They would drop it around there because that's, I think, like either late April or early May.
It's going to be one of the major spring titles.
Late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
Because this film does come out Memorial Day weekend, correct?
Yeah, May 31st.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend, so...
Yeah. Which means
it's going to make a lot of money for the opening week because it's Memorial Day.
Yeah, and as of right now, the only movie it'd be going up against is that one movie.
Because Avengers will still be in theaters by then, definitely.
Yeah, but fuck Avengers.
I mean, not fuck Avengers, but we know you're mean.
Yeah.
I want Thanos to get killed by Howard the Duck. Connect the first Marvel movie to the last.
Fucking do it.
They confirmed he's still alive.
Well, that's good. Then they can give us a fucking Howard the Duck reboot.
Just have Howard the Duck be the one to kill Thanos. I'm like, there, I started this shit, I'm gonna end it. And then 2 months later, Spider-Man comes out to continue it.
Under Sony Pictures.
Which is still technically in the MCU because licensing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense.
I don't get it either. But we're getting off track again.
I don't think we've ever been on track here.
See, this is why we need a podcast.
This video has technically been started with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, and that was 20 minutes. This is now grown over.
That was 23 minutes in, and this is now an hour 12 minutes in.
Lovely.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, I forgot we were cutting a bunch of stuff out earlier. Never mind, it's not that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, the most amazing thing is that just like looking at the reaction to it, it got like obviously all the Godzilla fans were excited as they should be.
Yeah, dude.
But just the reaction of the general public has been so positive,
and it's heartwarming.
That's like everyone is excited for this. People who don't even care about this series want to see this.
Yeah, and some of those people are my friends.
And like, I'm hoping that this, like, because one of the first films I watched when I was trying to get into the series was the 2014 film, just because like it was cheap to find and like it just seemed like the most obvious pick.
Yeah.
And then from there is when I went back to try to find the rest of the series. And like, this was also around the time that Shin was being made. I told you that before.
Yeah.
So I jumped in at a pretty reasonable time.
You did.
But like, if these two films manage to get more people into the series, then good, great.
It's a success in my book. Because Lord,
do we have really anything else to say then?
I mean, as a Godzilla fan, it's heartwarming to see, like you said, people that don't give two shits about Godzilla wanting to see a Godzilla movie. It's awesome seeing Godzilla fans being excited again and not being pissed off because they haven't heard anything in 6 months.
And also it's about that people are taking this movie seriously, too.
Yeah, because normally when you say Godzilla in a conversation, people are like goofy rubber suits, strings, the whole shebang. So it's nice seeing other people see Godzilla in a serious light.
I mean, I think part of that is also the fact that Millie Bobby Brown is in the cast and everyone loves Stranger Things.
Yeah, can't wait.
So that's probably just getting them interested in it from that point. Like, oh, that's a person I know.
Plus Vera.
That's the guy from Game of Thrones. I know that guy.
Plus Vera Farmiga. I mean, she was Norma Bates. She's in the Conjuring movies, so she's kind of been all over the place as well.
Yeah, like, it's doing everything it can to get people into it.
And I
take it seriously and get everyone excited. Like, it's pleasing the fans and the general public. Like, that's something that a lot of people try to do with these kinds of movies and fail. Just look at the Sonic poster again.
Yeah. But that doesn't matter. I was already halfway expecting that Sonic movie to be awful.
I was halfway. I was like all the way expecting it to be a terrible movie, but a funny movie to watch. It's gonna be a train wreck. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, no matter what.
Yeah,
but this movie's gonna be funner. This movie's.
Why hasn't Sega done a cross promotion with the Sonic Drive-In yet? Their fonts look exactly the same. They sell chili dogs. It makes sense.
It's the same reason why Deadpool. I mean, why didn't Deadpool and Taco Bell have cross promotion? They should have.
Well, you could have argued that with just any taco restaurant.
Yeah, I guess.
And technically it's chimichangas.
So they can make chimichangas.
It's not the thing.
But
it's literally fast food, guys. Come on.
But
so yeah, what were you saying?
I mean, I'm fucking hyped. if you saw my reaction video, you know that I'm fucking hyped and that I lost all ability to talk afterwards. And
I mean, you're also just hyped about everything.
Oh yeah, this is like from 2014 to now. It's been Christmas for me consistently, day after day.
I don't know if I've ever seen you be cynical before.
Cynical?
I don't think I've ever seen you be cynical before. It's amazing. That's the other reason why I haven't done reaction videos yet. I'm too silent when I do them, because, like, yeah, this is a movie. And then I just collect my thoughts afterwards.
Godzilla is literally the only thing I can't react silently to. It's another reason why I don't do a lot of reaction videos, even though they would help. But, like, I can't not be silent when it's a new Godzilla thing. It's been an impossible thing.
Rob, you've done reaction streams to music albums before.
Yeah, I can't talk because people need to hear the music.
Yeah, but you react to it in those videos. We still see you, like, dancing.
Yeah, like, that's just me dancing. But with Godzilla, it's like...
We gave commentary for the Game Awards.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, the only real reaction was when they flipped the letter over and revealed the Smash logo, and then again, that was also me, so I'm a hypocrite.
My only major reaction from the Game Awards was still no Metroid. So...
do we want to quick squeeze in what we think about Joker being in Smash Bros. Quick for some reason?
I can't fucking wait, and that means Persona 5 might be coming to the Switch, and that means I'm buying it day one. Yes, please, thank you, Nintendo.
That was probably the best Smash trailer reaction trailer we ever got because there was no context to it.
No, it was just...
Because if Joker just randomly showed up in a Nintendo Direct, then everyone would be like, oh my god, is this Smash? But the fact that Joker just showed up during the Game Awards, we had no idea what this was at all.
Spin-off game? Animated movie? Why would they be doing that at Video Game Awards? What is this? What is this?
I just assumed it was like, oh, is this a Switch port? Oh no, it's Smash Brothers. Wait, what?
I still want a Switch port, though. I want to play so bad.
I'm sure it'll come down the line. It can run on PS3, it can run on the Switch.
It needs to. That's all I gotta say.
It can run on the PS3, it can run on the Switch.
It has to. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I guess that's really everything.
Yeah. We're excited
Okay,
as shit for Godzilla, and Sonic is a disappointment. No surprise there.
Yeah, just like as always.
Yeah. Except for Sonic Mania. That was no way a disappointment.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna put the end slate up a while. Subscribe to both of us if you want.
Subscribe to Space Tree Studios, though.
Well, yeah, that's my channel.
Yeah, subscribe.
And subscribe to Rob's channel. There's the link as well down there. And you'll find, like, some of the videos that we've worked on above. Have a good day.
Have a great day.